the units, like how far out do they go? Where do you deliver them? How long do they stay? How does that work?
But the uses for these things are endless. Using our containers as mobile pop-up shops.
Okay.
So they'll travel from flea market to flea market and they'll just have us move their container as they go. A lot of our customers are renovating their house and, they just need to declutter their house, get things out so we can just bring it on site, take everything out of their house, out of the garage.
Welcome back to Podcast on Wheels. I'm your host, Brian Smith, and today we've got a very special treat for you right here in studio, local business owner, David McArdle. Welcome to the show, David.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So we've got to talk a little bit before the show, and I've learned about your business, but tell us kind of what brought you to Alabama. Tell us a little bit about you starting that business.
Sure. So in 2017, let me start. I graduated from Georgia Tech in 2010. After that, I moved straight to DC, started working for an engineering job in the DC area. Lived there for 7 years. Just got a little tired of the hustle and bustle, the traffic. So I wanted to come back down south where I'm from. I knew Huntsville was a great city for the defense market. My sister had lived here for a while. So I moved down here and I absolutely love it down here. I'm still doing my engineering job and started a business a few years ago. I'm just kind of taking it as it goes at this point.
Yeah. And I was telling you before the show, like, we went out to Toyota Field. It was in the fall, maybe last year, I believe. And there were booths set up around, like, in the grandstands area. So my boys run to this booth and they grab stuff and they come back. And I think that's how we got to meet, right? So how much cool stuff do you, like, what did you have there? That was awesome.
I'm gonna put that one on my wife. She always loads up on trinkets to hand out to kids, more so because we know if you get a kid's attention, the parents are right behind them.
That's it.
So we had maybe some stress balls, frisbees, all sort of little trinkets that kids love to play with. We had a heyday at that show. We sold out, or not sold out. We handed everything out within a few hours.
And that presence and being in the community, it's like, we see you guys at the ballpark. We see you guys here. We see you guys at church. We see you at different places. So, but tell us a little bit about your business. And you were renting a storage unit. How did that come about?
Sure. So, maybe in 2021, I was wanting to start a business of some sort. I looked in some restaurants with a friend, but there's a lot of turnaround with employees. A lot of employees needed for that. And at the same time, while that was going on, I was renting a fixed storage unit for the house I used to live in, and they kept increasing the pricing every single month. And I was getting so tired of throwing my money down the drain. I kept telling myself, I'm tired of throwing my money down the drain. I'm tired of throwing my money down the drain. That's when I had the aha moment where I wanted to become that drain of some sort. So I started looking to fix storage myself, but it's a very expensive industry to get into. You got to find a big piece of land. You got to build the facility. And you can only grow as big as that piece of land is. So I started looking on the internet for just looking on things on storage, and units popped up, portable storage popped up. Right when I saw that, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do because the possibilities are kind of endless. You can get as many containers as possible. There was not another local store or portable storage business in the area, which is the big thing, being able to help the community. Something my wife and I love to do. So that's kind of where it all started back in 2021, 2022.
Yeah. And that's like, when you say help the community, you had a need, you were spending money on an increased rental, right? That was in one location. So the units, like, how far out do they go? Where do you deliver them? How long do they stay? How does that work? Because I see them. I just,
Well, yes, the uses for these things are endless. We'll go up to 100, 150 miles from Huntsville, just kind of depending on the customer's needs, how long they're going to rent it. And then every customer rents it for a different period of time. You never know. Like, we have some people that are using our containers as mobile pop-up shops. Okay. So they'll travel from flea market to flea market and they'll just have us move their container as they go. A lot of our customers are renovating their house and, they just need to declutter their house, get things out so we can just bring it on site, take everything out of their house, out of the garage, and put it in a container rather than kind of playing Jenga and trying to shuffle things around the house. There's endless uses for these things.
Man, I just thought of something. We had a real estate guest here the other day, and I was talking to him, and he said, one thing I wish is that when we would come in to list a home for sale, to stage the home, like, have you encountered that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've worked with some realtors on the staging thing, because normally you walk into somebody's house you're trying to sell, and they have things there for 20 years. It's just the realtor's like, you got to get this stuff out of here. It's not going to work. So a lot of times, yeah, the realtor will call us to rent a unit, bring it on site, and they can just declutter their house. And we can either leave it on site for them or just take it back to our climate controlled warehouse. Just kind of depends on the needs. But yeah, we deal with that frequently.
Yeah, I thought about that the other day because we have kids, and if I was staging this house, because when he came by the other day, our kids have a playroom and it was not cleaned up, right? But if he was like, "Hey, bro, if you were to do this, what would you do with this stuff?" And I thought, I guess I'd have to get a storage unit or something,
Exactly.
right? I mean, so
why not have the storage unit brought to your house instead of making multiple trips back and forth?
Yeah.
That's kind of where this stemmed from. And the pricing per month it's very similar.
Yeah, I gotcha. No, I'm just thinking of personal experiences that I've had a storage unit in the past. And the one thing that I might need to finish this job is over there at that storage unit. And it's like, now I got to go 20 minutes and hope they're open.
We call that the dig and dive. Yeah, or dig and drive. You drive over there and you got to dig around your storage unit to find your shovel or whatever you're looking for.
Right.
And then you got to drive back. Oh, and when you get home, I forgot to grab the rake too, or something like that.
Right.
I've done that many times. It's like a Home Depot trip. You go to Home Depot for one thing, you always have to go back a second time because you never get everything right. So it's like having everything on site just makes things a lot easier.
Absolutely. So as far as the dimensions, the sizes, like give people an idea of what they're looking at.
Sure. So I have two size containers right now. They're both 8 foot wide by 8 foot high. I have a 16-foot length option and also a 12-foot length option. So they're the same price. So I always tell her we'll just get a 16-footer. Sometimes they won't have room for that, so they need a 12-footer. Right. But in this area, there's so much land. Most people have room for the 16-foot. And they're massive inside. The dimensions sound like something, but when you walk in, it's a room. Yeah. It's massive. So.
No, I get it because I'm envisioning just walking in the back of like a box truck and it's open. It's
pretty much
Yeah,
we have some nice flooring. It's marine grade plywood.
Okay.
A rubber coating that goes over that. And we keep them spotless. That's one thing I want to make sure, when they get delivered, they smell good. It's the small things. It is a small thing.
It is. And speaking of small things, if somebody wants to call your office, who are they talking to? What are your employees? Like, what is that? Paint us a picture, because I know even in our insurance world, sometimes it's like, okay, well, the customer, you want to talk to somebody, right? So how do you facilitate that?
Absolutely. That is one of the big advantages of being locally owned is all of my employees live in Huntsville. They're from Huntsville. So every time you call us, you're going to talk to Audrey, who is an absolute all-star on the phone. You'll see, if you look at our Google reviews, you will see a lot about Audrey. So you're talking to Audrey Monday through Friday. She answers the phone. And then Saturdays, it's me.
Okay.
People tell me Audrey's a little bit better spoken than I am, which it's all good. But yeah, so you're either talking to Audrey or myself. So every time you call, you're talking to the same person. All of our notes, emails, calls are all recorded in the software. So we can kind of easily pick off where the last person left off. It makes it really easy to kind of hand off the week to the weekend transition.
So your systems, the way you've built this business, is this how you've designed it to grow it? What are we doing next? Like, is this
so spin off for the new business maybe? So, portable storage containers can be used for endless amount of things. I have a sales guy that's going out every day talking to people about units, and he's kind of learning about the market here, restaurant markets, all these things. And we recently heard there is a void in the market here for portable refrigerated containers. Every restaurant has a walk-in cooler. Those go down from time to time, or during the busy seasons, they need to order extra. So come here in about 2 weeks. I'm opening another business called Cooled Cubes, and we're going to be manufacturing and renting and selling walk-in coolers around, all of Northern Alabama, wherever we need them. So that's kind of our first step at this. After that, I'm going to start manufacturing maybe some just air-conditioned containers for various uses. Mm-hmm. We're really going to turn into kind of a custom fab shop for containers. If someone has a need for something, I'll use my engineering background to kind of put something together, and we'll make it right there in house, right here in Huntsville.
That's so cool. Obviously, I like the idea of building something unique, and different. And I could see one of these being in a container.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you couldn't move it as easily.
Right.
I have to move it for you.
Right.
The same kind of concept.
But there's a lot of office people that I know that would love to have that studio available.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we've talked about parking this at those things, but hey,
Like even at offices, everybody's back in the office now.
Mm.
A lot of those office buildings are overflowing. So another, I could get a 16-foot container, put some air conditioning in there, and there could be 4 or 5 more seats right there in the parking lot. The thing is, I'll have some windows in there, but it's air conditioning. You run power through it. That's just another option to have.
Wow. So it can be a workspace.
Could be a workspace. You can do whatever you want with it. It's kind of the same thing as a trailer and RV. Just
Right.
whatever, the possibilities are endless.
I'm learning a lot about containers today.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also, but it took the right guy to get this job, right? I mean, it couldn't have just been, you had to have a vision for this. You had to go down the path you've gone. And so you and your wife, is there like, I'm trying to think of as far as some of the things that you do to promote your business and branding, because I've already complimented that and your wife kind of gets credit for that. But what are some things that you do, like that you came up with to help? Because I see them all over the place.
You see him at church for the we do a lot of charitable work around here for
Okay.
churches. We'll donate a lot of containers.
Okay.
Somebody in need at the time that doesn't have the money. We just did an 8 container move for somebody, not charging them anything, just helping out the community. Those small things bring, a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
And that'll bring more customers to you,
Right.
paying customers. So it's just trying to help out the community any way we can. We
Right.
do a lot with our churches. We've done a lot with, my wife does something with Therapy Partners. She works for, or she doesn't work. She volunteers
Right.
there. Just helping out the community, these small things. That's kind of how we get our containers out there, get our name out there. And I have an amazing sales guy, a brand ambassador that's going out every day, meeting people in the community. And people just don't know there's a local container company here. Once they hear that, whoever they're using, whether that be Pods or somebody else,
Right.
like, okay, we're coming on board with you.
Right.
It's been growing fast and continuing to grow day after day.
So and that's why, guys, I want to make it a point, because most of you guys that watch this show, you know me or you know us, but we want to make sure that the people we bring in for this season are doing the right things by their community. They're serving, they're helping. And when you surround yourself with people like David and they're expressing gratitude, guess what that does for everybody else?
You just got to
Everybody's got to level up, right? It does.
Got to show love to everybody, help everybody out, and it'll come back to you. Pretty simple, in my opinion, but
it is pretty simple. So as far as those opportunities, the donations, the churches, and all those kind of things, like when you go into there, is there an application? They got to go through a process, right? To help, they got to get in touch with you.
Just call me and we'll talk it through. That's
figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time we'll get the benefit of the doubt, but
Sure.
just helping out the local community is
Yeah.
done a lot. We've done a lot for schools. Y'all mentioned the Columbia High School container.
Yeah.
We've done a lot for Madison City Schools. If they, maybe they need a container, a lot of times they'll pay for it. But,
Sure.
Just anything they can do. And, we don't have contracts. So when somebody rents from us, it's just whatever y'all need, will help you with that. Because sometimes people need something that's a little bit different. Like, oh, we need this moved 5 times. It's like, that's no big deal. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
It's not like, all right, we'll drop off the container. We're going to move it this certain date and we're going to pick it up. Like, there's some things in between sometimes. If y'all need help with that, we are here to help.
And so that's the cool part again, is they're calling to talk to you and y'all are going to figure it out. It's not some call center, etc.
There's some other portable storage companies that have call centers in India. Every time you call them, you're talking to somebody in India, and it's somebody different every time. I've heard horror stories of that, and I get it. I completely get it, but it's, now we don't have to do that around here anymore.
Right.
So,
right. And having that and that local, like I know, as I've gone through marketing and trying to grow our brand and develop it, it's like, okay, well, Brian, why do you shop at certain places? And how am I going to reflect that in my business? So is that something you've tried to do? Like you want to make it as friendly for you, right? Like
customer service and treating people the way you'd want to be treated.
Yeah.
You do the small, simple things, that goes a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just look at our Google reviews, everyone notices, we'll go out of our way. We're here to help you. We're here to help make your life a little bit easier, because what you're doing obviously is not the most ideal, most fun part of your life, moving or whatever you're doing.
Right.
So we're doing whatever we can to make that a little bit easier for you.
Yeah. Yep. And so when I think at the Toyota Field event, we were able to talk to you a little bit about insurance. We were able to alleviate that for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's one reason we wanted to feature you here. You're a good dude. You do the right things. You're helping people in the community, and we want to have you on the show. And then to trumpet now, we're working together on that capacity to help offset some of your costs and employees and taking care of them.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's a win-win for us. We can get to do those things. So thank you for that. But what would you, if somebody's looking to rent something, what is some information that you want? Is there like how much in advance? How soon can they get one? What kind of limitations do they have?
Normally, we can do same day or next day deliveries. It just depends on our schedule. And I recently got a second truck, so I have two
Okay.
drivers operating on two trucks, and we have not been saturated in a day yet. So yeah, a lot of times we can get it out that day, next day, but our schedule's pretty flexible
Yeah.
at this point. And we're delivering Monday through Saturday. I even get in the truck sometimes on Sunday if a customer is really in need. I'll go to church, finish that up, and then do some deliveries Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend time with my wife and daughter, but
Right.
if someone's
Right.
in need, I will help you out for that. So
Right.
yeah, a lot of times we're 1 day, maybe 2 days out from getting you a container.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say it, David. Sometimes on the show, I try to find ways or different things or objections, or you've pretty much been solid the whole way through. It's the little things. It's customer service.
That's all it is. It
Like,
really makes
hey.
it so simple. I'm not even, that's why it's like, my employees are great too. They're
Yeah.
so great to work with. They love people. Everyone's getting, or my employees are getting compliments from everyone that sees them. They're just happy. We're just having fun, treating people well. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
And then your business will grow. It'll just take a little bit of time, but just doing the small things is all you got to do. And then this spinoff for the refrigerated containers, that's just my brain.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a void in this market. So, there are, these walk-in coolers, portable ones available, but they're in Nashville, Atlanta. So the freight to get them here is a few $1,000. So if I can do this and charge you $99 to get you a container same day, why not give it a try? And then while I'm doing all that, if you can cool down a container, you can do just about anything. So it's like, let's do a custom fab kind of thing too. And that's, that won't be the way where Cool Cubes is going, but that's kind of, something in a few months as we get going, I'll start taking orders for custom containers. It's
Yeah.
going to get interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes.
I'm fired up about it.
Yeah.
I want to come see it and bring
Yeah.
cameras on site and see as y'all are building stuff. So
Yeah.
when you go into that build, when you go into that creative, and you're thinking, how do you sort through that? Because I think there's a lot of people out there that have ideas. They don't know how to execute them. They don't know how to implement them. Maybe if somebody's watching the show and they're like, hey, I want to be like David one day. I want to have an idea and actually execute it. What are some things that helped you get that process?
It's a lot of the people you surround yourself with. That and a lot of these ideas were spun off from, I was talking to some HVAC guys that repairs these refrigerated containers that are on site. He was like, I was kind of mentioning that I might start building these. He was like, that would be great. So kind of just teaming up with the right people, just right place at right time. It's all kind of a little bit of luck, a little bit of, I don't know. It's just kind of who I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Well, here's a question that I didn't prep you for, but I'm gonna ask you now. All right. So as far as your health, you look like you're in good shape. What do you do? I noticed the watch and this. Do you exercise? You work out a lot?
Man, I have to every day. I got to work out about an hour a day.
Okay.
It kind of clears your mind,
Yeah.
gets your day right. But I ended up building a fold-up squat rack in my garage during COVID. When the
Okay.
gyms were closed.
Right.
I got some stop sign posts, designed, manufactured in my head, and just built that in my garage. And I'll work out in there, no AC, nothing.
Yeah.
Middle of summer, that is the best workout. You're just sitting there. It's like a sauna.
Yes.
Lifting weights, all that stuff. But yeah, working out every day, clear your mind, go for a run once in a while. It's just, you gotta take a rest day like once a week. But
Once a week? Okay.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's just really get your brain going.
Yeah.
It makes you feel better.
It does.
It does.
It does. And that's the one thing that I want to say. You have a lot of things. And on this show, we talk about faith, family, fitness, and finance. All right. So you've talked about the church, you've talked about your family, the fitness, the finances there. Obviously, you're growing, expanding, and doing everything. If somebody wants to, I want to make sure, and I'm going to reference this real quick to make sure your Instagram is Units Huntsville, right?
Correct.
Okay. Units Huntsville. If you go there, it's blue and white, Units of Huntsville. What's the phone number to get in touch with the awesome Audrey?
4945.
And I'm sitting here looking at your Instagram page, like it's all of what you said it was. There's some family, there's some local stuff, there's the truck.
My wife's doing all that stuff. So yeah,
She's doing a great job. She's doing a great job, bro. She's doing a great job. There's a good looking family right there.
My daughter was born.
Yeah.
What a time to start a business, right? It's like, hey, let's have a kid and start a business.
But what better business for you to start where you got a base foundation, you get the market needs, and now you take your God-given brain and all the things that you can do, and now we're going to make a whole new custom.
That's kind of, I didn't have that planned in the beginning.
Right.
I just knew, when I started buying these containers to get them rented out originally, I knew, there's people making houses out of containers.
Mm-hmm.
So that started spinning up an idea of, hey, how about like a mobile Airbnb? Get a cooled container. Say your in-laws come for the weekend. I can drop that in your driveway, an air conditioning unit. There's a bed in there. It's an extra bedroom or something like that.
Bro.
Is that a good idea?
Bro.
People kill
No,
there's my wife's mother-in-law. Yeah, it's a mother-in-law suite.
No, that's
I tell
perfect.
people that like you're crazy.
No, that's not crazy. No, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, so you're on
No,
board.
if you heard her mom snore, you would know why I wanted the mother-in-law suite. And she may watch the show, but hey, it is what it is.
These little ideas. I don't know. It sounds fun more than anything. So that's going to be something that comes up one day.
I got you. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome because right man, right spot, right idea, right people around you. And so I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going. But is there anything that I didn't know to ask about the units? Is there any other?
I mean, I don't know if there's videos of our delivery system on our Facebook page.
Yeah. Tell us about that because I'm trying to envision.
Have you
Okay, that
seen it?
can't. No, talk to me about it.
A robotic forklift.
Okay.
To deliver these containers. It comes in my truck,
right.
And then to take it off, we have a robotic forklift that's on the back. It can pick up the container. On the other side of the container is wheels, so we kind of just roll it into place, and it's all driven by a remote control. That allows us to put these containers anywhere, off-road, on-road, behind your house. If the container can fit, we can deliver it. So we can get in parking garages. It's a very unique delivery system compared to some of our competitors who have big cranes.
Sure.
Or they use rollback trucks.
Right. That's all I've ever seen.
When you roll it back, you can tear up your driveway.
And it's stuck. You're going to chip the concrete.
Like you saw in Highlands, how they were all placed in parking spots, like right next to each other. That's because our little robotic forklift.
Clean.
Very clean, yeah.
Very clean.
Your little mother-in-law suite can go in the backyard.
Well, I was going to put it down the street.
But yeah, that's the only other thing is our delivery system is very unique, very advanced. There's some other portable storage companies that are starting to pick it up. The same thing, which is fine. It's definitely the way to go to deliver containers.
That is awesome.
Yep.
That
robo.
We need to rent one just to get that to see it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost worse. So if somebody was looking at this, have you worked with any sports teams, equipment stuff? Like I'm just trying to.
Yeah, we actually have. So my sales guy met somebody that's a manager for a soccer team around here, I think he was saying. And right now they rent a 18-wheeler trailer to keep their shirts cooled, something like that. So that's we're going to build him one of those air conditioning containers, and they can use that instead. They don't need an 48-foot container for their thing. So we're going to build him a little 12-foot container with air conditioning for the sports team. I think that was something he was saying.
Yeah.
That was the only one we've had so far. I'm sure this will balloon into something else too, but
well, see, and I'm thinking back to, like at the local parks and different things, or they have equipment sheds, or they have stuff that they use.
Yeah.
Only certain times a year.
Yeah.
Like as a local coach at the park. Okay. I have to go over here and get this and go over here and get this. If they had a units, they could keep it and we could all meet at one location.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that way all the uniforms go to one location. That way everybody goes there instead of
all over the place.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so why do they keep them cooled? Do you know why for that?
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
At a certain level player.
Yeah.
But maybe I should have played soccer. I never got a cool jersey for the other, but man, I'm just like, I'm impressed. And it's what all you bring to the table. And then at the end of the day, it's a very simple customer service based, do the right thing, honor your word, and help people.
Oh yeah. And show up when you're supposed to be there, be on time. It's all the small things. That's it. Just, once in a while, something's going to happen. Like, we've had a robo get stuck off-road one time. It's fine. Things happen. We have to delay our deliveries, but still just showing up on time, being there when you tell the customer you're going to be there, treating them nice, just show up with a smile, treat people. I don't know. That's really it.
It really is.
That's the key to success.
It really is. So later this year, are there any events that you guys are planning to go to or be a part of where people could see you? Do you know of anything upcoming? Or?
Yeah, so we're doing a few golf tournaments this year. And I don't know if we're going to do that with units or cooled cubes. You know,
Right.
now that I don't have these cool containers, you might as well set up because they're supposed to be a bar at every hole,
Right.
and you sponsor a tent. So we could bring one of these air conditioning containers for that. We might do that. Do some golf tournaments. We do a lot of parades around here.
Okay.
Anything we can kind of get our robo driving around. Like we did the Christmas parade. I was driving the robo that day. I didn't have gloves on. My hands were freezing. I will never forget that. My hands were frozen. I was worried because I was driving this thing past so many people and my hands are hardly working. What else we got coming up? Skating with the park downtown. We give them a free container every year. So their container lives in our climate controlled warehouse. That's another thing. Our warehouse is climate controlled. So we have a bunch of people's belongings in containers in our climate controlled warehouse. But skating with the park, which is downtown Huntsville, a skating rink, they keep all their stuff in a cooler and just call us every year. Hey, bring it out today. And the container stays out there all winter long, and then they pack it up and bring it back. So you'll see us at skating in the park. My wife is kind of scheduling most of that stuff.
As we wrap up, if there's anything that you would like to say, you can talk to that camera. We good?
I'm good. Everything. Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to is part 2, when the cold and this and the custom. So when we revisit this show this time, fall, next year.
I have no idea where I'm going to be, but
we're going to take this wherever you're at because I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, my warehouse is right by the airport, Huntsville Airport. Not too far. Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, I am really excited about cooled cubes and seeing what's going to happen.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, right before you start a business, I'm so anxious, like every day, and it's excited to get it going, but I need to learn patience. I don't have a lot of patience. Like I'm just ready to go.
I might be the one guy that disagrees with that. I don't know if, patience is good in certain situations.
Yeah.
But
I wish I could speed everything up all the time, but it's got to wait every day, day by day.
I do remember when I was your age. I don't want to sound like the old man here, but yeah, I do. And it does. It does. I think in about 8 years, you'll probably go, man, it is April already. Whoa. Yeah.
That's how the year's going now. I don't know if it's the kid or the business, but it's like, it's already April. We're having to January, February, March.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, David, thank you so much for being on the show, bro. I appreciate your business. I appreciate what you're doing for the communities. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching Podcast on Wheels. And if you got some value from the show today, please share it. And if you go to Units Huntsville on Instagram, you can find David, set up something with him. Maybe just reach out and see if what he has is something you could use at your event or maybe for your mother-in-law. Guys, thanks for watching the show.